Good day, good people. This is Phil again. I'm back with a new tutorial within this PHP object-oriented programming classes. And today we are going to talk a new feature that PHP 7 implemented, and this is called anonymous classes. I don't have a lot of slides now, just one here, and it says, when would we use that? Well, you can use those anonymous classes when you were to use a class only once and you don't want it to be instantiated again. You'll see in a minute what this means and why this makes sense. Alright, let's go ahead. Our local host, I created a class here for you. It's called test, and all it does, it has a function, well, a public function, but public is by default, so you don't have to actually write it. And the function's name or the method name is hi, and it echoes out there. Then we create an object named say. It's a new object, and we print out hi, or well, the function hi, which says there. Okay, now this is how you would normally create a class and instantiate an object from it. Now, why would you do this differently? Well, it's easy. You do this differently, like I told you before. If you want a one-time use only throwaway class that you don't want to be reinstantiated again. Okay, let's go ahead and create one of those anonymous classes. So for example, why not call it anonymous? And it gets set to new class. This is the syntax. And the rest of it is exactly like you know it, okay? So the only difference is you don't just call class and test, you declare a variable, and everything that the class here does, it's anonymous, it's just a new class, gets stored into this variable. All right, so for example, I could go ahead and create a private variable readme, and this stores a string and which says I am read only. All right, always remember the semicolon. Also in this case, after the class you have to put the semicolon. Unlike in usual classes, you don't put the semicolon here, but after an anonymous class you put it here. Okay, so now let's go ahead. We have this private variable or property, and now let's create a method that prints that out. And you would do that exactly like you are used to. A public function called print out, no typos please. And all this does is it echoes out with this, and it echoes out readme. Okay, where is it? Readme, here we go. Always remember the semicolon, sorry, maybe within the parentheses. And well, that's all we got here. So now if you were to print that out, well, usually like you see here, you would put the variable or the object and point with the pointer. But with anonymous classes, you do the exact same thing. So you go ahead and you call anonymous and you point to the function print out. Where is it? Print out, parentheses, semicolon, and refresh. I am read only. Okay, so it pretty much behaves the same way as classes usually do, but the only difference, as I told you before, is that now in PHP 7 you can create those, but they cannot be reinstantiated. So I couldn't go ahead and create a new object of this class. I can't do that. But what I can do is, obviously, I can go ahead and extend classes with this with this anonymous class. So I can go ahead and the new class extends test. I could go ahead and do that. Okay. So now I also used a public function here in my anonymous function. And let's try that out. and call hi. And here we go, we have there again. So anonymous functions pretty much behave like regular functions, only that they are not stored in memory and they cannot be reinstantiated later. So this is used for testing sometimes, because you can instantiate you can extend classes and just use this for debugging or testing, okay? Well, it's important. You can pass arguments through constructors as well. You can extend other classes like I showed you. You can implement interfaces and you can use traits. Everything that a normal class also can do. But this is just for one-time use. Alright people, I hope this was helpful. If you have further questions, put them in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next tutorial.